If it had not been Emery and Paris, if it had been like somebody that you already know that came to you and said, "Yeah, hey, by the way, yeah, this is kind of a thing," and we're not supposed
Well, I'm
to.
not saying because it's TikTok, that's why I'm not quote unquote taking it as seriously, I guess, as some people would like. That's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, I even said if it had been them, these people in general, coming to me in a way that was, would have been better received, there could have been better discussion going on there. But, yeah, no, it was just pretty shitty all the way around, I'd say. And I feel like the tonight as well, like overall, Paris can say they were being however they want. That's cool. But, maybe should have just waited a little bit until the animosity died down from both sides. And then maybe again, discussion could be more fruitful, I'd say.
But, but you had their name on your backdrop, so of course they're going to respond.
Yeah, again, and I did this specifically because I wasn't allowed to speak. They specifically mentioned how I had a live, had mentioned names, and didn't allow them up or to speak or whatever because my live accidentally ended because I was off app for too long, but I had company over, so I didn't restart it. That wasn't intentional to not let them speak on it or whatever, but when I'm not allowed to speak on it, then no, I would prefer to hold my own live where I would be in control because, I just don't go on muting rampages entirely. I mean, I let her speak her mind quite plainly. Unlike I was not able
You did hear. I don't know which mod was muting you in that live. I don't think it's fair to hold Paris responsible for that, and that because Paris said that they were. I don't. I think they're that's she her. Emery is they them.
Yeah,
Is that
it was
correct? Okay.
I believe. I believe it was.
But that she is not a mod in that space. And we do talk about holding the individual responsible and not the group for stuff.
But again, if Paris specifically, this is what I'm saying, if Paris specifically is trying to say, well, oh, I was trying to educate, okay, then, pick the proper space for that, not one where I'm being silenced and shut the fuck down before I can even get 2 words in edgewise. If they didn't want to be associated.
Is there something between Puck's live and the live that I was just in, the other one?
Brandon's?
Live? Yeah, was there something in between that?
Yeah. Emery held their own live for a minute, and I was also muted in that live, like off rip. So I just left because they were like, no, yeah. Well, not on the backdrop, but they were talking about me, and that's what I mentioned to Paris. And Crack Up was on the panel, and I came in, and I was instantly muted, and they were like, oh, you can just sit and watch, and I was like, no, and I left because what? No. No, I just left.
Well, we can't. I think they see it as a learning opportunity, and I don't know that you were in the headspace to take that learning opportunity because
See, the thing about learning opportunities is it has to be a back and forth too. You can't just put your foot on someone's neck entirely and be like, but I'm teaching you something. Like they have to be able to respond and it be a back and forth. Otherwise, how is that conducive? And I did send gifts, I actually, Asmodeus, that's right, you were there. And I did hear you say this after the fact, later on, about
what exactly is CoinCot?
Yeah, because I gifted Crack Up and it's during CoinCot. That's bullshit. CoinCot ended like the first month of March. It literally was until the 9th, if I remember correctly. So, what is this now? It's still CoinCot? No, it ain't. It was, as far, like, literally, everyone that I'd ever seen talk about this, it ended on the 9th. And now, all of a sudden, it's still been going? No.
Can someone educate me on what CoinCot is? I saw it on people's backdrops, and I just figured it was don't send coins, but I wasn't sure what the...
It was for the Black community, because they don't get pushed out or, like, supported as much by TikTok, and so in solidarity it was to not accept gifts except for only BIPOC and like
so only gifting the BIPOC community. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's cool. I thought it because I thought in February, so I think I assumed it ended in February.
That's right. Yes. It wasn't even March. It was February. You're right. Yeah, that ended February 9th. So I don't know why as much as
because February is Black History Month. So that's why I think I correlated it with that. I wasn't aware. But this is one of those things where, like, if we're not aware, this can be an oopsie, and like correction and move on. But I think my concern is that because the aggression levels were so high, like we'd been arguing on Puck's panel for so long that by the time that happened, by the time you said that and Emery corrected you and like we were already at like an 8-9 of exhaustion and aggression because we had been fighting.
Not even that, not for nothing, but Emery had said a few things that I made it very clear that I disagreed with when they, what did they say? They accused Crack Up of something, and I literally was like, no, but you just did that very same thing. Like, I was pushing back on a few things that Emery said, and then I said that, and then they clung to it for dear life. Like, that, like, it was ridiculous. But yeah, there were a few things that I had a problem with what Emery was saying. And I did address them. I mean, you were there. You missed a lot midnight. Today's been a doozy.
Is this one of those things where it's just stay on separate sides of the tiki-talkies, or is this, I don't know.
Like, I guess so. Like I said, I didn't realize that I couldn't even enter someone else's space and just watch a debate peacefully without being fucking dragged up. Like I said, bro, if you got a problem with me, have a problem with me. I don't know why Brandon's live needed to be derailed like that. And honestly, I just feel like that is just wildly disrespectful because Brandon is one of the, like, higher up there creators. Like, that's fucking with his numbers.
Well, no, and if I'm being honest, I thought it was very disrespectful the way it took over Puck's live. But I also think that we have. I think we have accountability there in how we respond because we could have shut it down and then gone to the person later and been like, "So hey, I said this. I need to understand." We like, you know what I mean? Like we could have.
I can agree. I agree with that. Absolutely.
By the way, how's your face?
All this yapping is doing my jaw in. I'll tell you that.
Is there any chance I could convince you to change the backdrop?
Yes, because I like you so much.
Thank you.
I gotta ask.
I hate call out lives, man.
There we go.
That's adorable.
Oh yeah, actually, it is my 1-year anniversary today. It's past midnight. Brandon called me at midnight and wished me a happy anniversary. That was very sweet.
Happy anniversary. Who has been? Is has been Emery?
I don't know. Maybe. Is that?
No, it's ZQ. I wanted to say that I was trying to come up and explain to Cease about cultural preservation. If you were to open a perfectly preserved flower, it would become ruined, right? That's what the cultural preservation part is once you open it and allow other people in, it ruins it. It gets misused, it gets appropriated, it gets mistreated, and that's where that part comes from. But what I was also coming up to say is, you said that all of us were attacking you. I was explaining what I witnessed, and you said that I was lying about what I witnessed, and that's why I got upset, because I have an excellent memory when it comes to any interaction I have with people. I can remember things from months ago that my wife can't remember about the tiniest little details, because that's just kind of the person I am. So that's what got me pissed, was you calling me a liar about what I personally witnessed. And that's why I started to have animosity.
Okay, well, you did though.
Hold on. I can't hear you. Let me leave the app and come back.
Hey, Mossy.
Hey, Dex, how's it going?
Pretty good for me. What the hell's going on?
Oh,
Mossy, can you explain what he was talking about? I apologize, I didn't ask pronouns, but what is ZQ talking about?
in Brandon's live, they had mentioned that I said something, or I don't even remember exactly what it was, but I was like, that's a lie, and it was a lie. I don't just say things are lies if they're not lies, so.
No, I explained what I had witnessed, And then you straight up lied in front of
Okay, so
everyone.
what was this? Wait, what was this thing that you witnessed, quote unquote? That's very vague. What do you think?
Witnessed was you misgendering Emerson after being corrected repeatedly by Patch and then having an attitude when apologizing about it.
Yeah, that's a lie. Yeah, blatantly, that's a lie.
Not a lie. You had an
100%
attitude
I
in
don't
there when you
misgender. If I
apologized and then
if
went
I
on
remember,
to
I do not
misgender them
misgender someone, and
again.
I don't apologize about that shit just frivolously, sarcastically. That's a lie. Flat out lie.
So
Whether
Mossy,
the attitude was intended or not, it was there. And that's what I was saying, is that the attitude was there. And then when I came into your live, before it even ended or anything like that, I came in almost as soon as it started. I clicked the request button and was not let up the entire time. When I was trying to come in and ask you why you were telling Paris what was and wasn't AAVE, because Paris, as a Black linguist, knows what AAVE is.
Okay.
So I was trying to actually, like, delegate the situation and figure out what was going on, because I got in there
That wasn't the topic, though. My live that I was holding at that time, that wasn't the topic. Again, when I say come to me, like I said, I have comment sections, I have DMs that can be utilized.
I was coming up
I
to see if you would follow me back so that I could DM you.
Okay. Well,
But I
if
was
that's
not.
the case, then I do apologize. But again, I don't know why you couldn't just ask that from the comments. But when I
My
see
comments weren't going through. My TikTok is acting up, so I was trying to come up and ask that. I don't know what it is. But then you have been sitting here evangelizing people, and that's where I started to have a major problem, because why are you treating people so shitty when they're just trying to explain a situation? And it did not start with animosity with the rest of us. We were trying to explain a situation to someone who wants situations like that to be explained to them. Brandon has told all of us that if something like this is happening with someone in their space, to bring that to his attention immediately.
Yeah, exactly.
So
but
that's what we
no. It wasn't happening in his space until y'all started adding me and made it in his. Like, what the fuck?
Y'all were using AAVE in his space.
Y'all literally keep saying it like I was doing it in his space originally. I literally sent him a gift and was watching the live, minding my business. This is bullshit.
So it got drugged from one live to another to another to another?
Literally. And I'm being blamed for that when I'm the one being added. That's ridiculous.
I literally have a screenshot of, as soon as I got into the live, your comment of you using AAVE.
What was used in that comment?
If I can have big screen for a second so I can show it.
Yeah, where is it?
There. Right there at the bottom, circled and highlighted and everything.
I literally can't see because of the chat.
Wait, using the word period?
Period.
Period is AAVE.
Oh my fucking god. Oh my literal god. You are joking. You're joking.
Is AAVE.
You're fucking kidding me. This is an actual joke.
No,
literally, Mater. Stop it right now. Please. I can't. I literally can't. Oh my god. No. Oh, but I literally can't. That's AAV too, isn't it? Tell me it is, please. Oh my god. I knew it.
You are continuously using AAVE.
I literally had a feeling. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So literally, I can't say anything that I say the way that I speak naturally. Can't do it. No. I need to, like, this is fucking stop. It's nonsense. Thank you, Mater. Like, literal nonsense. I'm
that
fucking
AAVE. Everyone knows that those
done entertaining this. I'm actually done entertaining this for the night. Thank you so much for coming up. I really do appreciate your contribution. I will continue to have this conversation with you, has been ZQ, whatever, if you want to, sure. But as of tonight, that was the straw that broke my camel's back personally. Fucking period. On God? No. No.
I didn't know that I'm telling you, I there must have been
we're learning a lot today, apparently.
Look, I have a question, Lady J. Do you know, because I know Lady J is in California.
I am.
And I have a reason why I'm asking, but do you know if, I don't know if you've heard of it, is Oakland Unified School
shut up,
an online school or is it an actual school? in California?
Well, I'm nowhere near Oakland.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I
can look it
I
up.
was just gonna ask because according to that actually has a bilingual program for AAVE. So
I would believe that because I know that there was a school in Oakland that back in, I want to say it was the late 80s, early 90s, they included a secondary course, and back then
yeah,
it
so
was called
that's
Ebonics.
yeah. I'm trying to do research. So if it's so close,
Yeah.
I don't know how it's so close. If
Because I'm old as dirt, I actually remember when that happened, and it was just people were getting all up in arms about it. The fact that it's a closed language and understanding cultural practices within things that are closed is fascinating to me. So I do like to ask a lot of questions about that. And I know that, like Asher, I know that there's a lot of things in the gay community that they say have been appropriated from AAVE.
yeah,
And
yeah.
but I'm not sure like which came first, the chicken or the egg, because both sides have.
I'm done trying to sit here and no, I like that. Like I said, that was literally the straw that broke my camel's back. I'm good on this. Like no.
I'm telling you, I looked it up and it said sus was one. I was like, wait a minute.
It's literally just shortened version of suspicious. Like y'all.
The first time I heard that was from the video game Among Us. I had no idea.
Well, you know,
So-
I'm confused because I've had some research saying that it has been titled its own language, and then I've had research like what Paris was saying. It's more of a dialect. So
I believe it's a closed dialect. I follow another linguist on this app, and this is primarily what he does. He teaches on specific dialects within like AAVE, and but he gives examples of like and where it came from, and when there's mixes of Creole and. Did you say I'm yelling?
No, in the comments, all caps.
Somebody in the comments was yelling.
Sorry,
Why are you yelling?
I'm sorry. I just I have a hard time with this because of how much the BIPOC community has been through in the last 5 years. My go-to is like I'm sorry and to back it the fuck up and.
I guess
then
I mean
do
the only
research,
thing
you
that
know?
I'm really seeing as what I would find. I mean, this is just me. Not that any one of the 20, 30 viewers that has to even listen to my opinion. What I would find more problematic is the quote unquote code switching from YT people, if that was the case. I guess in saying that, I guess you'd have to prove in a way that that's what a YT person was doing in the moment, right? Was code switching to make it humorous and or funny, because I do not think that this is humorous or funny. But again, you'd have to prove that. And I would think you'd have to have multiple instances, especially even if we're going off TikTok purposes, you'd have to have multiple instances in different lives to claim that. Now, granted, if you could prove that, I'm not for that at all. Now, granted, if we're saying they're not code switching and this is like everyday use of language for a YT person or anybody, I don't really find it that problematic, but that's just me.
That's a better pick. I like it.
But yeah, I mean, I see the problems in which it can be problematic, and I would say that that's one of them.
I can agree with
It was an odd moment to choose to make that a learning opportunity. I will say that. However, that is a lot of what Emery does. That's a lot of what Paris does. I've seen them live in other spaces. That is a lot of what their certainly online presence is about. And so I don't know. I have mixed feelings about all this. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, and honestly, Asher, that's where I'm getting it. I'm getting this from access.org. I was doing my research on just Gen Z in general, and this is just basically saying, is Gen Z slang or AAV? And according to this, it's a mixture of both. And then it's going into some terms that can be seen as both, and if they're basically slang or just AAV. It's basically going into culture appropriation and why it can and cannot be a big deal. And like I said, the biggest thing for me is the code switching. If I was to see someone act out of character and just randomly do this in especially a group of BIPOC people, because they think it's funny. I don't think that's appropriate. But there are some terms that, like I mentioned earlier in the live, that I've used, and I've used them for, oh God,
How much should we
probably since
argue
high
over?
school, and I'm
How much should
29
we
now.
argue over the word atrocious?
I mean, so that's what I was saying earlier, and they said like,
Wait, what word is that? Nitrosis?
It is not a word.
no, but that's what I said earlier, right? Like, because they said like that's the problem is people are seeing certain words as slang, and though I acknowledge that, right? I'm not the one defining that as slang. That is literally a word that I've used for as long as I can remember. Now, granted, I don't see it as slang, but that's what it pops up to be as. And not only that, I also said some people, obviously without saying names, have acknowledged that that's not a word apparently to them.
I'm sorry because I'm an extreme logophile. The dictionary sat on the backside of the toilet for like growing up. That was the book that you read on the toilet. It was a thing. So I love words. And so I've kind of had this thing with Satin for almost a year now. Of times where Satin would say words, oh, not a word, not a word.
I mean, but I'm still gonna say it. Like I know.
But it's teasing. But I wouldn't have thought that certain words and phrases would be closed, like considered closed practice.
But see, that's the crazy thing, though, Lady J. Like, I mean, like even like the word woke. Like
no, that one I knew.
I don't know, like so many people are using that, and I can say I've even heard that outside of TikTok. Now, granted, could we say that's TikTok going into like the real word? Maybe.
No. So that one I've actually done research on. I helped a friend write a paper on this. And I knew that one I knew absolutely 100% is AAVE that has been appropriated and turned into something used for political gain, that it's been taken completely out of context. That one has been used as an example of why it's important that it stay a closed language, that the ability for somebody to take it and demonize it against specifically the Black community.
You could do this with anything.
Favorite peoples.
What's up, Tarkin Daisy?
3 people that are sane to me right now.
What is saying? That is a oof.
I know, man.
It's hard. I mean, I don't know. And then I have to go back to like if someone's intercultural or not. Like,
Right.
Which I know a lot of people, especially on TikTok, especially on the lives that I've been on recently, know that I'm the only white one in my family.
But so, I think that
a lot of my language came from not only African Americans, but also Hispanics. So I also know a lot of Spanish.
What they're looking for, what most people are looking for is that I didn't know that we don't feel that we know it all, and that we have like some righteous indignation in that moment, because I know that I would feel that way about people telling me when people, don't understand what pansexual is, or when people want to talk to me about what it is to be a mom and they don't have children, or when a man wants to tell me what to do with my uterus. Like there's certain things where it hits and I'm like, yeah, no, you need to stop talking now. And like, we can have this conversation somewhere else if it's offensive to you, but I know that I have responded with very similar tone to what Emery and what Paris are doing in particular. And so for me, this is a little moment of self-reflection.
No, and that's why I said, like, at least from my perspective, I'd understand more if it was like code switching and someone was doing it out of humor, right? Like I would not validate that.
Is that a funhouse mirror?
Like that would be someone just like looking up slang words for fun, and like if someone just randomly was like, oh, well, now that you're saying atrocious, I'm gonna say atrocious, and I'm just gonna be like, so if you're only gonna use it around me, then yeah, I wouldn't appreciate it.
I have a question. Did you guys see that the Satanic Church in California is opening up a clinic for that? And it's gonna be a coveted religious practice, and I absolutely love that.
That's awesome.
It's just feels like malicious compliance, and I'm always a fan of that.
Look at this. Look at this, Lady J. Look at my mashed potatoes. The consistency at which I have to eat my mashed potatoes. Ugh.
Why are you doing that? Add more potato.
Because I can't chew.
Oh, because you need a straw, right?
No, I can't use a straw either because the suction
Yeah,
can get me.
that's right. Oh Lord,
Yeah, I'm fucked up over here.
Maybe just put it on really low and crack the lid of a pot because it'll evaporate.
No, Mossy got wisdom teeth removed.
Crunch up ramen noodles and put them in the back of your mouth and swallow.
Yeah, so I can't eat anything that's not like liquidy. And if I did eat like ramen the other day and I had it like mushy, but because it wasn't liquidy and it was like mushy and stuff, I could feel like the bits like where my stitches are, and that was an uncomfy feeling. So I'm just sticking with liquids.
I have one thing to emergently say because I'm in an Amsterdam airport and I can only have like 5 minutes in a quiet room, which is so fucking weird here. I just went to Brandon's live because Emerson has been after me for years. For fuck's sake, she had a whole goddamn server in her server, there's a whole thing about how to like find me or whatever. Scotsman went in there and did it and took a screenshot of it a long time ago.
Oh, wow.
No, I just went to Brandon's live and someone's gonna come over here and try to stir the pot. Brandon's like, oh, yeah, but someone's like, I'm gonna go over to Mousy's live and see what she's doing. And he goes, well, yeah, go like stir the pot. And so just there's that for you. I'm just trying to see what's going on, but I've been dealing with Emerson for a year.
Ugh, gross.
Before David, so like again, I'm very familiar. She does this whole thing where she says education, but it's literally to come out your life. Like, she doesn't give a fuck about education. I'm sorry, Lady J. I know you guys think that, but I've literally had this girl or this woman, whatever, I don't care. I have lost all respect for the humanity of this person after you
period.
literally called my school and tried to get me kicked out of med school and tried to come to work. So yeah, no, I'm done. And she goes, well, I didn't try. Bitch, please, you threatened me for a month with that. And then I had a goddamn server trying to find me and get more shit. We're done. I'm good. So I have no more respect for them as a person. I'm done. That and I don't. Everyone really knows here. I'm a very humanist person. I care for people deeply. That's one person I don't give a shit about next to my mom. So like,
okay,
it takes a lot for me to get to this point because I'm so tall and for fuck's sake, my marriage showed it. But no, that's when I was done. She came after my kid. She came after because of her dad. Like after that, I was done.
Okay, period.
So just FYI, I'm out. And if the person's here and wants to report back, timers and suck my dick. Okay, good night, guys. Bye.
Okay.
I'm sure.
Fully noted.
That
was a
threw me
lot.
for a loop.
That was a lot of information, Asher. Right.
Sexual capacity to take all of that in. I probably cut like 3/4 of that, but whoever starts trouble, like, I'm not gonna even pay attention to you. I really could give a shit less.
Honestly, like I said, at the end of the day, this doesn't actually affect me, so. And I seriously doubt it's gonna actually affect them, like, aside from being pressed about it in general, but, you know.
But wow, to call somebody's school. Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's pretty, taking it pretty far, I gotta say.
Right.
That's
But I will tell you this, and I'll be very open with you y'all. I'm getting very sick of this bullshit, because at this point, my retaliation is going to match the energy coming back at me, and I will do it in front of their faces with a bitch-ass smirk on my face.
I know you will.
That basically tells you, I told you so. I'm gonna match energy, because I was trying to be somebody that is above it all, but fuck that. I'm gonna play in the dirt. I can always take a shower later.
Period. We pay our water bill. We'll be fine.
Exactly. I still have money for soap and water, honey, and a great shampoo.
Y'all are making me sweat here.
No, I wouldn't do that to you, doofus. You're one of the very few people that you've maintained your own respect with me in terms of, like, you hold yourself very consistent.
Thank you for saying that.
I agree.
That doesn't see it. It's just butt hurt and stay butt hurt.
I appreciate that, Dizzy. Thank you.
I needed some more mashed potatoes. I added way too much pepper. They are very peppery.
You do
What
not
kind of-
want to get pepper stuck in your stitches.
Fresh pepper or like peppercorns?
Yeah, I just whatever this is. I don't know. This shit just pepper.
Oh, black. Those are peppercorns that are shaved down.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I after I eat though, I rinse with saltwater solution so nothing gets stuck.
I hated that part.
When I had to get mine pulled, I'm not going to lie. You know the chili crisp that you get with like pho?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I consumed that. The worst decision of my life.
Yeah, it's warm. You said, well, suffer the consequences later. It's fine.
Right.
Is there some masochism at play here?
That might actually be a thing because pain
right?
doesn't-
Okay.
yeah,
Right,
my
right.
pain sensors aren't fully there.
Gravy.
Yeah, I just thought that needed to be said out loud because I don't be on as much, and I know you're getting it.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
So if you're watching, I don't care what you have to say. Y'all can kick rock with an open toe slipper, and for you religious motherfuckers, you can kick it with a Jesus slipper.
What is that?
That's a Jesus slipper. Jesus, that's good.
So wait, do you just got it pulled, or was this like a couple days ago?
Yeah, well, it was Monday, so yeah, 2 days ago I got them done.
All four?
All four, yeah.
Wait, can I see your little blockhead?
Oh,
I love it so much.
Not even bad.
No, I know it's adorable.
like the thing is, my jaw is not this square, but the swelling, like Jay said, I got a little block face, a little Lego moment going on.
I love it. I'm sorry.
Actually, hold on, let me show you what my best friend said on Facebook. Let me go.
No, that happened to me when I had my wisdom teeth out, and I have the pointiest face that ever there was. It was just full on square Lego head.
It's better than your face looking like a bowl of cereal, because that's what my face looks like.
Stop.
But she's a tan face, so, you know, there's a little bit of illusion there.
Hey, you know what?
Our friends.
Rub it in. Gotta make fun of my lack of melanin. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
This is
Fucking
Professor X, this...
so dirty.
I mean, it could have been... She could have said you were SpongeBob, right?
This is
so
true.
lucky I didn't take a screenshot when you were on here and make a backdrop right now. I still got some spicy stuff to get out in some healthier ways than making vent art. I'm learning it's not the best way.
Very dapper,
Do
very
you
smart.
think that I made that post that I did soon after that live?
God,
Mhm.
it's been.
And I used that specific song by Cardi.
Yes, you did.
Yeah,
Yes,
that was a nice post. I'm trying to get away from celebrities, to be honest, but you know, especially those
Megan?
group types of celebrities.
I love Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah,
Anime.
People sound like a free throw. Just know this pussy ain't cheap, though. My BD is Migo, bitch. Your BD is 0. Alright.
So that's part of my whenever I play the Two Truths and a Lie, I ran the COVID department for her ungrateful video. So I swabbed Megan Thee Stallion's nose for COVID.
Are you serious?
Uh-huh.
You actually did?
wow.
Yeah.
What the fuck? That's so cool.
Hey though,
She's very, very kind. Very,
Does she smell as good as she looks like she smells?
I don't recall her smell, so I would imagine yes, because if it was bad, I would
you
definitely
look
remember it.
ravishing.
True. She just
Dizzy.
looks like she smells like sunshine and rainbows and everything good.
It was just lovely to look somebody in the eyes, another woman. She's very tall as well, so.
Yeah.
And she had a little teeny tiny doggy with her.
I paid for the meet and greet with Cardi, And when she came down here for her concert with Bruno Mars, oh my God, she is loud, but I fucking love it.
I love too. It's all right. I love a vocal bitch. Sorry.
Yeah, she's Bronx, New Yorker. That's true to form. That's the behavior.
Living up to the rep.
Cleveland, have you been in Mossy's live before?
I think they have.
This is my first time.
That's what I thought.
I think I noticed like my comments were getting filtered out. So I came up on. I wanted to ask everybody because Lady J, you had mentioned it. My partner mentioned that they're pansexual, and I wanted to know what that was.
So pansexual is similar to